An emotional moment has captured the sports world as a heartfelt message was delivered to a legendary figure on the brink of retirement. This wasn't just words, it was raw emotion, deep respect, and a powerful tribute that left fans reflecting on the end of an unforgettable era. The connection between two superstars has sparked reactions everywhere, with supporters flooding social media and insiders questioning what this means for the team's future without one of its all-time greats. Why was this message shared now, what emotions were revealed, and how will it shape the farewell of a true icon? Stay tuned, because this breaking story isn't just about retirement, it's about legacy, respect, and the passing of the torch. If you're a Dodgers fan or just a lover of baseball history, then stop what you're doing because this one is huge. We have breaking news coming out of Los Angeles, and it involves none other than Shohei Ohtani and Clayton Kershaw. Two of the biggest names in modern baseball, two absolute icons, and two players whose paths have now crossed in the most emotional way. And trust me, you're going to want to stick around for every second of this because what Ohtani just said to Kershaw ahead of his looming retirement announcement has the entire baseball world buzzing. Before we dive into this jaw-dropping development, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another update from the Dodgers universe. So here's the situation. Clayton Kershaw, the face of the Dodgers franchise for over a decade and a half, is closer than ever to walking away from the game. His career has been legendary, his numbers speak for themselves, and his impact on the team, the city of Los Angeles, and Major League Baseball as a whole cannot be overstated. But what has everyone talking right now isn't just the idea of Kershaw retiring, it's the fact that Shohei Ohtani, the Dodgers' newest and brightest superstar, has stepped forward with a heartfelt and emotional message directed at Kershaw. And this wasn't some throwaway comment to the press. No, this was a powerful moment that Dodgers insiders say nearly brought people to tears. Ohtani has only been with the Dodgers for a short time, but he's already made his presence felt in a massive way. His bat is electric, his star power is unmatched, and his work ethic has impressed teammates and coaches alike. But what's been even more telling is how quickly he has embraced the culture of the Dodgers and the legacy that players like Clayton Kershaw have built. And when you think about it, it makes perfect sense. Ohtani may be the new global superstar of Major League Baseball, but Kershaw is the foundation, the anchor, the legend who kept this franchise competitive year after year. For Ohtani to recognize that and to speak on it publicly shows a level of respect that transcends the game. Now, let me take you inside exactly what was said. According to multiple sources close to the team, Shohei Ohtani went out of his way to send a personal message to Clayton Kershaw as speculation about retirement continues to swirl. Ohtani, in his typically humble and reserved way, expressed not only admiration for Kershaw's career but also deep gratitude for the opportunity to share a clubhouse with him, even if only briefly. He talked about how, growing up in Japan, he had watched highlights of Kershaw dominating hitters in the postseason, carving through lineups with that devastating curveball, and how he dreamed of one day being on the same stage. And now here he was, standing alongside the Dodgers' greatest pitcher of this generation. Ohtani said, and I quote, "To play with you is more than baseball. It is history. It is something I will carry with me forever." Just imagine the weight of those words. From one generational player to another, that is goosebumps material right there. Ohtani didn't stop there either. He also mentioned how Kershaw's leadership has been a guiding force for the Dodgers clubhouse. He praised Kershaw's commitment to excellence, his loyalty to the franchise, and the way he handled both triumph and adversity. Ohtani, who is no stranger to pressure himself, said that watching Kershaw navigate the toughest moments of his career with grace and determination has been inspiring beyond words. And here's where it gets even more emotional. Ohtani reportedly told Kershaw that regardless of what decision he makes, whether to retire now, to play one more season, or to transition into another role within the organization, his influence will live forever in Dodger blue. He said that future generations, including Ohtani himself, will always carry the lessons learned from watching Kershaw compete. And according to insiders, Kershaw, who is not always the most outwardly emotional guy, was visibly moved by Ohtani's words. Now let's pause for a second and just think about how powerful this moment is in the larger context of the Dodgers' history. You have Clayton Kershaw, the three-time Cy Young Award winner, the 2014 MVP, the 2020 World Series champion, and arguably the most dominant left-hander of the 21st century, nearing the end of his career. And then you have Shohei Ohtani, the two-time MVP, the once-in-a-lifetime two-way sensation, the global superstar who has carried the weight of baseball on his shoulders. These two figures exist at the intersection of past, present, and future. And this moment between them feels like a passing of the torch, a symbolic acknowledgement that one era is closing and another is just beginning. But make no mistake, this is more than symbolism. This is real. Kershaw has been battling injuries over the past few seasons, undergoing surgeries, and pushing his body to the absolute limit. At 37 years old, the grind of the major leagues has taken its toll. Reports suggest that this offseason could very well be his last, with retirement being the most likely scenario. The Dodgers organization, from ownership to the coaching staff to the players, has been preparing for this reality. But when someone like Ohtani steps forward and essentially says, "Your legacy is safe with us. Your influence will never be forgotten," that's a reassurance not just for Kershaw, but for fans everywhere who have watched him with admiration for years. Fans are already reacting emotionally online. Social media has been flooded with posts about Ohtani's message. Some are calling it the most touching moment of the Dodgers season. Others are reflecting on their favorite Kershaw memories: his no-hitter, his postseason battles, his epic strikeout totals, and pairing those memories with the thought of Ohtani now carrying the Dodgers banner into the future. It's almost like a script straight out of Hollywood. And you know what makes it even more special? Kershaw and Ohtani are polar opposites in many ways. Kershaw has spent his entire career with one team, embodying loyalty, stability, and consistency. Ohtani, meanwhile, represents modern baseball's global reach, a player who bridges cultures and expands the sport's boundaries in ways we've never seen before. Yet despite their differences, there's a mutual respect that connects them deeply. Kershaw reportedly told Ohtani after hearing his message that he was honored to play alongside him, and that he believed Ohtani's best years were still ahead. Now let's talk about what this means moving forward. If Kershaw does retire, the Dodgers will be entering a new chapter. The pitching staff will rely heavily on younger arms and potential acquisitions. But the presence of Ohtani ensures that the Dodgers' star power doesn't fade. In fact, it may grow even stronger. This emotional message serves as a reminder to fans that while the end of an era is always difficult, the beginning of another can be just as exciting. Ohtani isn't just here to hit home runs or put up stats. He's here to carry on the culture of excellence that Kershaw helped build. And don't forget, Kershaw's story with the Dodgers may not completely end with retirement. There's a strong possibility that he remains connected to the organization in some capacity. Whether that's as a special advisor, a pitching consultant, or even in a future coaching role, his presence will continue to loom large. And with Ohtani publicly acknowledging Kershaw's importance, it almost feels inevitable that the two will maintain a bond that benefits the Dodgers long after Kershaw's playing days are over. But let me throw something out there for all of you watching. Think about how rare this is. In sports, we don't often get these kinds of moments where legends overlap. Usually, by the time one superstar is rising, another has already faded into retirement. Yet here we are, with Clayton Kershaw still in uniform and Shohei Ohtani just entering his prime. For Dodgers fans, this is a gift. It's a window of time where you can appreciate greatness from multiple generations at once. And Ohtani's message is a reminder to savor every second of it. So where does this leave us right now? Well, Kershaw has not officially announced his retirement yet, but the writing is on the wall. The Dodgers are preparing tributes, fans are bracing themselves, and the baseball world is paying close attention. And as all of this unfolds, the words of Shohei Ohtani echo in the background: "To play with you is more than baseball. It is history." That single statement will forever be etched into the legacy of both players. And let me just say this, Dodgers fans, you are witnessing something historic. These are the kinds of stories that will be told for generations. When people talk about Kershaw 50 years from now, they won't just talk about the strikeouts or the ERA titles. They'll talk about the way his peers respected him. And when they talk about Ohtani, they'll mention not just his once-in-a-century talent, but also his humility and reverence for those who came before him. If you're not emotional after hearing all this, check your pulse. Baseball is about numbers, yes, but it's also about moments. And this moment, Shohei Ohtani sending an emotional message to Clayton Kershaw ahead of his retirement, will go down as one of the most memorable in Dodgers history. So as we wrap up this breaking update, let me leave you with this. Appreciate what you're watching right now. Don't take it for granted. We may never see players like Kershaw and Ohtani share the same dugout again. The end of one chapter is the beginning of another, and Dodgers baseball is in good hands. If you enjoyed this update and want more emotional, behind-the-scenes stories like this, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you're always the first to know when news like this drops. And of course, let me know in the comments what is your favorite Clayton Kershaw memory. And how do you feel about Shohei Ohtani stepping up with this heartfelt message? I'll be reading your thoughts and sharing the best ones in our next video. Dodgers fans, this is history unfolding before our eyes. Ohtani and Kershaw, two legends connected forever. Stay tuned, because there's more to come.